Hi, everybody.
Welcome, welcome. We're coming into such a special time, and we're so happy to have everybody back this week.
Yes, and the portion of the week, Ki Tavo. Ki Tavo means when you will enter the country, when you will come into the country.
That's
This,
what we're waiting for. We're waiting for you guys to come.
yeah,
Come on,
come,
let's
get
go.
into it,
The
yeah.
summer just is finishing, but you have the whole year. Come on, we're here all the time. We're waiting for you guys.
And Mordechai is already giving the essence of this gathering, this meeting. Ki Tavo means, we said that this is the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy.
It's a big word,
Yeah, it's a
Karuchi,
big,
yeah.
waking up. Nighttime, I'm waking up. Deuteronomy. So anyway, the book of Deuteronomy is by Moses, and Moses is coaching us before we entering the land. And when we're going to enter the land, we're going to face many challenges. This portion of the week talks about gratitude. When you will come into the land and you will start settling it and building it, you will see the power of your thoughts, your hands, your words, and slowly in time, and because we have ego, we have an animalistic soul, etc., etc.,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit, yeah, not too much. And we will forget that we've received. So the instruction is that when you will enter the land and you will come into Israel, into the Holy Land, and you will settle it in, you will take the first fruit out of the trees and you will dedicate it to the one that gave you everything. This commandment, this like mitzvah, is talking about surrendering not yourself, your ego. Your pure self is divine. You don't need to surrender it. You just need to merge it, to bring it into the country, meaning when you come into the country, according to Kabbalah and Hasidut, when your soul will come from above and will enter your body, you have two entities, body and soul. In different words, what Mordechai tried to say before is to merge your will into action. That's why we're waiting for you here in Ascent. Whenever you're ready, it's not that we're bored and we have like so much place, I hope you'll find space with us, but come to the holidays.
But
There's
we'll always
still
make space for you.
Yeah, you can sleep at the Mordechai's office.
No problem.
No
We got plenty of space here. Come on.
He's a real chassid, Okay. So, Ki Tavo, into the country, Moses is talking to us and telling us, try to connect your will, your higher thoughts into your action till your will and action merge together. For example, sometimes I can think highly, talk highly, but the way I act is differently. Same here in this
Some
idea.
consistency. Some consistency between the two. Doesn't have to be total consistency, but we have to try to merge it together a little bit.
Absolutely,
to come together.
That's the journey, and it's very hard.
That's the most challenging thing, because you can talk a good game, but to actually do it is a different ballgame.
Absolutely. So, what will remind you, what will give you the power to do it, your engine, is this sense of gratitude, this feeling of gratitude. All of our problems, it says in the scriptures, usually started with the fact that we forgot the good and kindness that we've been received. Imagine yourself that in all of your relationships, with men and women, with friends, at work, when you're getting into certain scenarios and you're being challenged by some things, you will be always mindful of the good that you've been received, of the kindness that the other person did with you. So Moses is telling us, when you're going to come into the country, know that with time, your animalistic soul, your ego, will forget the good. So straight away, I'm giving you a vessel, a mitzvah, a commandment, something to do that will remind you. So we can see that some of the statutes and commandments in the Torah, even if you don't feel or you don't understand doing them, know that you need to do them. Why? Because they're trying to bring you into a certain place, to refine your consciousness, to refine you, and to make you really a person that gives. And to become a giver, you need to enlighten yourself with a certain light. And this Shabbos, we're going to come into a very, very special day. Don't we, Mordechai?
Special is limiting in a certain way to say special.
Absolutely.
It's like
it's a holiday. It's a festival.
It's the incredible. It's the life of the whole month of Elul.
How do you say Chai Elul in English?
Chayil, 18th of Elul. That's it. The life of Elul.
Yeah.
You get the life of Elul.
Chayus
is the life.
Livelihood.
And you have the two luminaries, which were both born on this day, the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, and the Alter Rebbe, Reb Shneur Zalman of Liadi, who gave us the whole Chabad philosophy. And 36 years later on this day, the Baal Shem Tov revealed himself to the world. And so this day is such an auspicious day because it's giving us the life of Elul, but it's giving us, as Jews, the life to understand the inner dimension of Jewish life and to be able to understand what it means to be a Jew on the deepest level, like we're talking about here every week. Not just going on the surface, but go beneath the surface, go deeper, connect to the deepest part of yourself, and to reveal it and to show people that you're not just a superficial person, but you're a very deep person and you have deep connections. And when you learn GPS for the soul, you learn Tanya, you'll understand that this is the deepest psychology book you can have in the world and the deepest understanding you can have of the struggle between your animal nature and your godly nature. And with God's help, you should all have the blessings for the new year for that.
Amen. When I came to Hasidut, when I met Hasidut, after my journey being in all sorts of philosophies, I really received vessel to enlighten my reality, all of my relationship. And that's really what Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov and Admor HaZaken, Rabbi Shneur Zalman Miladi, gave us. How to enlighten our reality. In different words, you remember that we said, Ki Tavo el haaretz, when you will come, when you'll enter the land, when the soul is coming from above and entering the land is the body, meaning we have two entities together that can live in separation to the rest of the journey. What does mean separation? That the body have his wills and the soul have her wills. Yeah?
Will,
thank you. Will. Thanks to Hasidut helping you to merge those two into a place and to become one
entity.
One entity. How we said before?
Indistinguishable entity. It's big words here, man.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You should get a prize just to try to say it. Just try to say that word. That's indistinguishable. Come on. 6 months in Hebrew, we wouldn't figure it out.
I know I'm challenging myself, all right, and my tongue is getting stuck somewhere.
So you're looking at the word, and
slowly,
and you're not gonna. It's beyond being distinguishable.
Yes.
That you can't distinguish one thing from the other, and that's I think as growing up as a conservative Jew in America, that was very difficult in a lot of ways to distinguish between what it is, like Herman Wouk said, to be a Jew inside, what it is to be a Jew outside. And that's the famous book he wrote, Inside Outside. And it's something that we can see by looking at this Torah portion. By coming into the land, it's like you get a whole identity. You get a whole connection to being a Jew, and you realize that it's not that people owe you something, it's you owe them something. And you owe God something, and you owe God to say thank you and give the best to God. Give the first to God and give the best. And so when you wake up and you say Moda Ani, you right away, you start your day and you say the best is to God right off the bat.
As we're going into the portion and we sing according to Hasidut and Kabbalah, it says you should come to the priest who is present in your time. Today we don't have like the temple, but we do give Maisa. What do you mean? Out of our
Tithing.
income, how call it?
We tithe. We give
Tithe.
10%.
10% out of
Yes.
your income, meaning
Yeah.
you give, because actually you deal with the world and you deal with everything that belongs to Him. And by really forcing your animalistic soul that basically is so concentrated in receiving, God is giving you a commandment like give 10%. And when you give those 10%, you give it to charity or whatever, to people that it needs, you create kindness. You're giving a good feeling to the other person. By doing good to the other person and we coming close to Rosh Hashanah, each and every one of us going to be in a certain trial, to be sentenced to for his things.
Judgment. Yeah.
Judgment. And of
Right.
course we want this judgment to be in loving and berachamim, how do you say, merciful?
With mercy
And
kindness
everything.
and
So how
revealing
you
good.
change judgment to mercy, how you help God to, how to say, to give you a better year, it depends on us, people. When we give Maisa, when we give this charity out of our pocket,
The kindness of our heart to say that yes, this is.
and we're being kind with another person, even if he's not exactly entitled to receive this money, God is doing good and kindness with us. There's a beautiful story with the Lubavitcher Rebbe that said that how you can come into the judgment day, yeah,
The days of judgment.
the days of judgment. It's like when you thinking with yourself, for example, you need to give Maisa, and you have more than that, but then you start to make calculations with yourself. Okay, I'm supposed to give $100. By now, by giving to this charity and to this charity, I already reached this $100? Or basically, no, I can give more. Especially if I'm looking at the back year, and I think that, look, I've done something, etc., so I need to be more of a giver. When you don't do those calculations, and you give more in a way than your heart is telling you to give, then God wouldn't come with calculations and will give you a better year with God's help. So that's the
Amen.
idea, and it's a very hard work because we are constantly in calculations, and see, it's so beautiful in the portion of the week. It starts with gratitude, and you will enter to the country, but the end of the portion, Moses again is reminding us, recall, you remember that you were in the desert and you didn't listen to God and you went to so many trials and God took you to so many challenges. Why? To guide your heart
Stiff-necked
and
people.
mind, stiff-necked people, to believe in Him, to know that He's the best that a person can reach in his life. He didn't give you a heart to feel and eyes to see. Slowly through your challenges, bit by bit, you've realized and you refined yourself and you reach that place of acknowledging Him, knowing that that's the best thing to be in life. When you reach that place, who are you going to meet again? Vayetze Sichon melech Heshbon ve'og melech Habashan. You remember what we said? Who's Sichon? The one that talks to your mind constantly, giving you the doubts. Maybe like that, but maybe like that, and I forgot that, and I missed that, and I had this in life, and I had that in life, and like, you know, longing to certain passions and like desires, and you have all kind of calculations. Again, but maybe it could be like that. How come? For example, I have many like stories here in Ascend that people doing this step forward, like refining themselves and getting into this journey of Torah and belonging to the path, but then say, here I am, 2 years, I'm investing myself. I give myself to God, but look at my life. I still didn't get married. My work is so here I'm giving, so I'm not receiving. Hey, all yours, says brother.
Israelis
You
don't have
got
patience.
you
no.
know, let's see if
Come
Americans
on.
have patience. Yeah.
Israelis want now. Now, come on.
Yes,
Don't
no,
wait. Don't
that's
wait.
true,
No
that's
waiting.
true.
No waiting. No.
It's like you have patience, but it's in different places. You have like you're roaring. Okay. Anyway, that's very not simple work because God is taking you. You're going through the desert, and when you're going through the desert, there's a period of time that you really need to forget your past in order to enter a present and a healthy future. So, as we're going into the portion, in the end of the first day, it says, and you will be happy with all the good, the kindness that you've been received. And this is our challenge in life. When you will enter the body and you'll come into reality, one of your challenges is to be mindful of the good that you have. And it's very hard because our subjective ego, our animalistic soul, is constantly being mindful or concerned what I have or what I don't have. Its tendency is to look on what I don't have. I'm trying to take
It's
it
very
in.
very egocentrical, like egotistical. It's not interested in seeing really what it deserves. Just wants to know, give me, give me, give me, and it doesn't say, wow, do I deserve this? Should I have this? God has been good to me. God, we have to look deeper than this.
So, I want to take you into a place, maybe it's deep, but very simple. Happiness. It's starting with gratitude. To be, not to be ungrateful, but to be grateful for what you have. But it's very challenging. Why? Because within you, you always have certain thoughts. What will take this feeling of joy and feeling good that I have good and kindness around me? Certain thoughts. In order to be in happiness, a person need to feel that he's successful. Successful in what? There's many levels in life. I want to take you into the thought dimension, our mind, which constantly is splitted between darkness and light, bitterness and sweetness. The ability, there are two abilities, there are two strong motives in life: yes and no. A successful person is a person who knows to say no to certain things. In order to really be happy in your life, in your journey, be mindful, ask yourself, what is it that you need to say more in life, yes or no? And let me give an example. When you're observing the kindness and you're meditating on it and you see the kindness in your life, a thought will enter like without you being mindful. It will take you a while to acknowledge that thought. In meditation, we're refining this quality that will disturb this sense of feeling that, wow, things are good around me. We need to develop this quality, this ability to say to this thought once it enters. Second, we acknowledging it. Third, no, out. You remember the portion before that, we talked about judge like the gates of our body, what's coming in and what's going out.
Sifting and refining.
Absolutely.
Sifting and refining.
So when you're training yourself, it's not something
big
that's natural.
big
A very big challenge. And in Chai Elul, what we're going to do to Farbrengen. What is Farbrengen? Psychology group therapy?
Is Hasidic group
Therapy,
therapy.
yes.
Definitely.
Over there, we listen stories, and through stories, Hasidic stories, and just being around like
share life with
people that working and refining themselves, they basically helping you to train yourself to learn to say
get inspired
no,
from them.
then more yes.
They're role models for you. You see these people, how they worked on themselves and how they're selfless. They're not look for themselves, and like the biggest rabbi that I know, he talks to me and he does things in a way that I'm embarrassed. Like, I should be giving him tremendous honor, and he, just calls me on the phone and says, hello, this is. He uses his first name, and I say, Rabbi, please, you're my rabbi for over 30 years now, and I want to give you some honor, and he won't take any honor, and he says, really, because you have to honor the Creator. You don't know, I'm just an emissary of the Creator.
So when we're trying to emphasize it and bring it into our Jewish life, into our path, our way, when the soul will enter the body, every day is a new day. I repeat, every day is a new day. I will give this affirmation, this motive to people that are being obsessed by their own thoughts, that they think that they're going to lose something, that they're missing something, that they are not good. Every day is a new day. You're receiving your soul
New
from
potential.
above. It's a new potential, it's everything. Just recite, every day is a new day, and I trust your divine intelligence to, intelligent or intelligence? Intelligence to take you into the right places with this affirmation. Every day it's a new day. It's just our delusionary mind that take us into the past and considering the past to be a strong place in our present. That's something that's really hard to train the mind. And future is unknown. You have only this present moment. And a Jew starts his day when he's receiving his soul. What, you taking it for granted that you're receiving your soul every day? Every day you're taking it for granted that you're receiving your soul. You see how much we need to refine ourselves? To be simple person, it's so hard. Breathing, do you remember where you were at your sleep? What could happen at that time? Who said that you will wake up? Okay, I don't want to get into like blah, 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 negativity, but just to acknowledge, I received, and straight away you're training your mind to say, Modeh ani lefanecha, gratitude, that I've been received, that
Give thanks.
soul.
Give thanks to God.
Saying thank you.
Thanks to the Creator for returning my soul.
And when you're starting, and now we say, Modeh ani lefanecha, melech chai vekayam, שהחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך. Can you say it in English, please?
That I give thanks in front of you, my Creator, that you restored my soul in great benevolence, and this is
In great
benevolence.
never mind, רבה אמונתך. What does it mean, רבה אמונתך? Meaning, you still trust me, you still believe in me, that I will create a
We
better
never
day.
forget this. We never forget this. It's a consciousness that we grow on this the whole day. We develop this the whole day.
The son of Admor HaZaken, Admor HaEmtzai, said, really, a chassid, when he's waking up in the morning and he say thank you to God that receiving that soul, Rabba Emunatecha, meaning, God, you still believe in me, even though last night I was so bad, naughty, whatever. You still believe in me? And in the portion of the week, within all those commandments, God is empowering us and reminding us, who are we? We are the jewels of the King. And we're not supposed to take it to our ego, just to remember that we've been received a certain work to do, to refine and to become holy, while all other nations, they can choose that work. We've been chosen to do it. And you can be grateful to that, or you can be, we'll say, I want that job.
You can be a little
It's too
humble
hard, just
towards
to let
that,
me do whatever I want.
But you realize that as soon as you say it, right away your whole perspective of the day changes. Right away you realize, instead of me, think, what am I thanking? I'm giving thanks. I'm giving great admittance to our Creator. And right away, it's a total different perspective on the day.
And Moses is telling us, when you're going to cross the Jordan, you will write this Torah. on stones, on paper, to recall it, to remind it to yourself. That's why we need to recite, because constantly our mind is bothered with so many things. So we need to make a stop in our day, in our week, and decide. This time a week I give for nurturing my soul, observing, coming, listening, reading the scriptures, seeing, trying to see what's going on really in this reality. I'm not talking about still doing it. Just be mindful of it. And then this portion is not simple, because Moses is reminding us the blessing and the opposite of the blessings. And what does mean the blessing? The blessing will start if you will recall to do the first thing we said, to wake up in the morning and to be grateful, to be of gratitude, to feel the kindness that you have around you, to learn to be in happiness, meaning to learn to say no to certain things, to cut certain things in your life that you know that there's lots of pain and suffering over there. And if you wouldn't do no, then the curses, what are the curses actually? The opposites of blessing. Why? Because you're listening to yourself, you're guiding your own self, and you don't know that you are divided, you are split. And there are so many forces that are working around you, trying to navigate you GPS to wrong places, and you will find yourself in places that you've been hunted and like crying and like fears, etc., etc. And don't worry, in the middle of the curses, what Moses is reminding us, you know why that's all happening? Because you forgot happiness.
You got to serve God with joy.
With joy. Why you forget to serve God with joy? Because you still didn't acknowledge this amazing present, this amazing, like, I don't know, את הדבר הנפלא הזה שקיבלנו, to be his servants. You know that Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov, we don't like the word be my servant. Even though really in good relationship, when there's lots of love, you want to serve the other. If the Israelites,
It's an honor to serve.
it's honor to serve God, that we been chosen to be the servant of the master of all worlds.
Master of everything.
All right, maybe I don't want this job also.
Come on.
Precious, precious. Never mind, you'll know which movie I'm talking about. Lord of the Rings. Precious, precious. No, master is good. Master is good.
The best.
The best.
Not just
And
good.
all those opposite of blessing will come to your life because you are not in happiness. Doing this inner work. To be in happiness, it's a work. It's an inner work.
Ooh, big job.
It's a big job. To be in joy. Then you'll feel all these unblessings, but don't worry, then you will recall all those unblessings. It's a journey that will take you down in order to elevate, to ascend up,
Oh.
to come back to yourself, but you have to go through those low places, because in those low places you will reveal an enormous light that I call it the light of truth and simplicity. And in the end, Moses is calling the Israelites. And you remember how he reminding them again. You remember how he took you from Pharaoh.
People. Wow.
Took you, you were slaves. I took you from there. You forgot. So be mindful. There's something of the past that we need to remember.
Days, my friend, when we were number one. And the time the Torah
Always
led the way.
look at the bright
And
side
don't
of
despair,
life.
Mashiach
To-do,
almost there.
To-do, to-do,
We'll be
to-do.
number one again
Always
someday.
look at the bright
Hashem,
side of life.
Hashem,
To-do,
Allah,
to-do, to-do,
Hashem,
to-do.
Lo,
And even if you will come to that place that you are more or less refined to a certain extent, to a certain level, remember King of Sichon and Melech HaBashan, you will always have thoughts. And all that you need to do, keep those words of covenant. Keep them, meaning learn them. That's how you preserve them, v'shamartem. And then do them. And when you do them, למען תשכילו, then you will have the knowledge, the mindfulness to understand how precious they are. But in a way, you need to do them. And then the
you
heart
make them
will
a part
follow.
of your life.
Absolutely.
Make them a part of your life, and then you'll get the insights what you need to be able to live in this world.
So basically, there's an amazing. This teaches us Ki Tavo, meaning Ki Tavo, when the soul will enter your body, meaning that when you'll enter the land, that teaches us a powerful lesson in daily life. That we should enter ourselves totally and wholeheartedly into everything that we do. And especially when we are entering the divine path. When you will be focused, when a person becomes fully immersed in what he is doing, there is not merely a quantitative improvement in his action, but as well a qualitative change, which radically affects the manner in which he is involved in all levels of his relationships and existence. Meaning that the more that a person enter into the mitzvah and he perform it with his body and mind, that makes his soul and body as one. Well, there's something to work for. See you in the next portion.
I want to dedicate this to my late wife's yahrzeit is Sunday night. Shoshana Chana Bas,
our friend to work,
Gabriel,
Amen.
and should have continued elevation of the soul, and we should have Mashiach already, and with God's help, only simchas and good things for all the people.
And I want to dedicate this class to my ancestors, that they will forgive me if I don't remind all of name my Saba Vesafta, because I really feel them with me as I talk, helping me to pass what I have inside and to find the right word. To my father, Chaim Jimmy, Ben Pinchas Veyolond, and to my ancestor, Mesodi Bat Sarah, ושמעון בן יצחק ופנחס בן מאיר. Thank you very much for being here. All the best.